Hey, welcome back everyone. Now, ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2's finale, a lot of fans were very happy about the return of Luke Skywalker under Jon Favreau's supervision, along with Peyton directing the entire episode. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, weeks later, at that point in time, as we headed into February, that's when the whole Gina Carano situation took place where she got fired by Kathleen Kennedy, and how a lot of employees over at Lucasfilm were trying their absolute best to get rid of Kathleen, or should I say of Gina Carano under Kathleen Kennedy. The thing about all of this is that Jon and Dave, regardless of what has happened, they are sticking to what they know. They are trying their absolute best to bring back a majority of Star Wars legends, and also really trying to fulfill the entire Star Wars fandom by really giving us high-quality TV shows. The two TV shows that Jon and Dave are really focused on right now is the Ahsoka Tano series as well as The Mandalorian, and they're also lending a hand with the Kenobi TV series for multiple episodes, so that's also very exciting. The thing about the Ahsoka Tano series is that this show is going to be very complex. It's going to deal with time warps. It's going to deal with the worlds between worlds. It's going to include it's actually going to include Ezra Bridger, portrayed by actor Mena Massoud, who was actually Aladdin in the live-action version by Disney. So a lot is happening for the Star Wars universe, and a lot of fans, regardless, are still skeptical about whether or not Jon and Dave can handle things moving ahead. Now, this is where things begin to get very exciting. Yes, we do know that Hayden Christensen is back as both Vader and Anakin in the Kenobi series, but it doesn't stop there. It also continues into the Ahsoka Tano series and more. Now, specifically, of course, what's really exciting about all of this is that with both Disney and Lucasfilm primarily focused on their new expanded universe, with projects such as Andor and Kenobi currently in production, moving along well, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are very busy with the Ahsoka Tano series, as well, that is actually set to be Lucasfilm's equivalent of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's described that many of Hayden Christensen's scenes are actually set to be shot for the Ahsoka Tano series by this fall, that'll lead into early 2022, and that they are pushing for a late 22 release date, if not early 23 if they run into some setbacks. It's best described that a major sequence that is set to be shot for the fall of this year involves both Hayden Christensen and Rosario Dawson, portraying both Ahsoka Tano and Anakin Skywalker. Now, Anakin Skywalker is set to have a major reunion scene with Ahsoka as a Force ghost, where Ahsoka is set to use a new Force power to enter the netherworld of the Force. Now, Hayden is set to have a major appearance as Anakin's redesigned Force ghost in the series, in order to deliver a very emotional scene with Ahsoka about his regret of becoming Darth Vader under Palpatine. The series is set to feature realms such as the Worlds Between Worlds, the netherworld of the Force, showcasing multiple Force ghosts in the sequences, and lastly, the realm of Mortis is said to also play a major role. Dave Filoni is doing the majority of the work on the series with the help of Jon Favreau to tie everything together perfectly for the fandom. Now, Anakin's redesign is set to give him a slightly different appearance, and that Dave is aiming for Anakin to have longer hair in the entire scene, much like how Luke had longer hair in Episode 9, which, by the way, guys, I thought that looked very weird and out of place, but I digress. I'm very happy for Hayden. That's all I gotta say. I'm very happy for the guy. Others would say the complete opposite, that they feel bad for Hayden Christensen, stepping on board of quote-unquote Disney Star Wars. But as long as the Kenobi TV series is going to be a solid TV show, a well-respected TV show by Lucasfilm, hopefully it is, crossing fingers. So far, the cast looks great. So far, the storyline of what we know sounds amazing. And not just that, the fact that it will indeed include Darth Vader in multiple sequences, as well as Anakin in the form of flashbacks, is also something to look forward to. But the Ahsoka Tano series is something else. This is something else in its own thing. It's very much the equivalent of, like I said, Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, is that it's going to deal with all of these different time warps, all of these different dimensions, and all this weird stuff like that we saw in Star Wars Rebels, which the Worlds Between Worlds is a realm that lets you go through different portals and such. It's like Dave Filoni's own unique way of, I guess you could call it time travel, but it's not like time travel like Back to the Future-ish. It's different, it's its own thing, and it's refreshing to say the least. So, 3 different realms appearing in the Ahsoka Tano series, alright? Realm of Mortis, the Netherworld of the Force, and, of course, the Worlds Between Worlds. You can't get any better than this. This is really tapping into the Force, the Wills, who are deities in any way, and also, we're going to be learning a little bit more about Anakin's side of the story as a Force ghost. I mean, think about it. We never really got to see Anakin as a Force ghost all that much, apart from that little snippet that we got at the very end of Return of the Jedi, and that was it. So, it's going to be very much emotional, if they can pull their cards right, to really make this reunion very much a very historic moment in Star Wars. That's really going to hit the fans' hearts, just like how Luke Skywalker's return hit the fans' hearts with the Mandalorian Season 2 finale. I mean, that worked amazing. Jon Favreau knows the fans down to the core. He knows what works. He knows what doesn't work. You know, that's why Jon Favreau is Jon Favreau, and that's exactly why The Mandalorian is such a success. And the same exact thing, by the way, guys, goes for Dave Filoni. I gotta give him credit too, because this is the guy that made the Clone Wars happen. This is the guy that created all the lore that you love, that really was seated within that show, that really kind of is now blossoming to live action forms. So that's one major aspect that I think a lot of fans are very excited about, is what is the Worlds Between Worlds going to look like in live action? And the same exact thing goes for the Netherworld and Mortis. Keep in mind, J.J. Abrams originally was supposed to have the Netherworld in Episode 9. Episode 9 was being written before J.J. Abrams even stepped on board. We know that, of course, everything related to Colin Trevorrow, alright? His Episode 9, his version of Episode 9 before J.J., when he was actually a writer for the actual movie before J.J. signed on, I must correct that. Colin Trevorrow wanted to explore the Netherworld of Rey meeting Obi-Wan, Yoda, Luke, and others in the forms of Force ghosts. And sadly, that did not happen. Kathleen Kennedy rejected J.J. Abrams trying to really revive that. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this entire sequence below in the comments. What do you think about Hayden Christensen coming back into the equation here for Star Wars? And like I said before, guys, I think that it's amazing that he's coming back, and I'll catch you guys next time.